Hey everybody, it's Todd. I'm doing a podcast here on YouTube. Um, my podcast is about things people don't necessarily believe in. You know, supernatural, the otherworldly. It's about my experiences and things I've seen over 30 years of driving tractor trailer all through North America, from the Arctic Circle down to Keys in Florida, from the bottom end of California to Newfoundland, Labrador. Um, for the most part, I've met some truly wonderful people. It's amazing what humanity is truly about. Um, from the days long before any of us ever came here, or YouTube or any of that stuff, our ancestors believed in other beings, spirits, creatures, and stuff like that. Um, it's not hard to see that, especially in our First Nations and in our the North American Aboriginal people that that were here uh, for thousands, tens of thousands of years, maybe longer. Um, they they came from a world where spirituality is foremost, and um, when the Europeans came over, they did everything to crush that. We're lucky for us; they didn't succeed at all. So, that being said, uh, that's what this YouTube channel is about. It's about spirituality. It's about otherworldly things, the supernatural, um, paranormal, uh, things people have seen, things people have done. I'm going to try to get other people to come on and tell their story, so it's not just me, not this big old truck driver and sitting here talking at you. Or I'd rather talk with people and hear their stories and their experiences. So that being said, there is one person in particular I really, really want to um, talk about. He's kind of a personal hero of mine. It's somebody that we can all strive to be. His name is Todd Lovejoy. Like myself, he's an author. Um, but other than that, other than being an author, he is just a human being we could all strive to be. Todd takes money out of his own pocket, time out of his life, to go around Los Angeles, and he makes up lunches, carries water, and gives it to the homeless, feeds the hungry. It's called his YouTube channel is called Homeless in America, Todd Lovejoy, and go over and give him a watch. It's you would you see somebody like that trying so hard. Now Todd is a disabled veteran too. He was in the U.S. military. He was a police officer. He drives all the way across the United States of America from California, from where he lives in Marina Del Rey, to Maine. He has a cabin in Maine, crosses the whole country. And along the way, he kind of does his check-ins and stuff like that. But I am proud, and that sounds bad, but it makes me a better person to call him a friend. That's the type of person he is. He just rubs off on you. So, like I said, just go to his YouTube channel and check out his videos. And some of them really show the pain and despair that addiction causes some people. And other people, they're not addicted to anything, they have a mental health issue. It's really not their fault, they're homeless with their issues. It's sometimes unavoidable for them. So go check that out. Just give them a big old thumbs up and a like. And we're going to do, I'm going to do an episode tonight called Audley, Mississippi. Now, this one here is kind of, it happened in the early 90s. I was hauling farm equipment for this, and I was only a driver at the time. I wasn't an owner-operator then, and I was working for this little, not a good company, I'm telling you. This was one sketchy outfit, let me tell you. Anyways, they sent me down to the farm load, and it was over length, so I had to be permitted and had to be off the road before sunset, and you weren't allowed on the road again until a half hour after sunrise, and all that. There's rules to hauling oversize, and anybody that's been around tractor trailers or trucking knows there's rules. Well, I hauled this load down to the other side of Jackson, Mississippi. Little town. And I called the farm to ask them where I was delivering. It's kind of a big corporate farm. And I asked them, I said, do you have room for me to pull in and park up for the night? I'll be there before sunset. They said, no, not where we are, because the gates are right at the road to stop people from swinging donuts or whatever. They said, but down the road a little bit, there's a big graveled area, and that's where the trucks all check up, and I'm the only one for that day, so I got the whole graveled area to myself. It's a big area, and I said, that's perfect, great. So I pull in and back in, get ready to go, and I go around the truck, do my check, rattle my chains, and check my tires, and all that, and it's to be ready for the morning, even though I still have to do a pre-trip in the morning. It's a post-trip, but it also gets the blood flowing. You're out walking around, you're pulling on stuff, and it's good. Get out and walk. Truck drivers, and I'm the first one to say I'm guilty of it, we don't walk enough. We don't take the time to do so. We go from sitting in a truck in the truck stop, sit down and start drinking coffee and eat, and then we go to bed with a full stomach. That's neither here nor there. So I was out and checked everything and walked around, and there was some flowers there, and I walked over and took a picture, a couple, with the camera, and thought they were real pretty. Had no idea what they were. And then I got back in the truck, and I said, well, I'll read. And Louis L'Amour was one of my favorite. I grew up, my grandfather was a great fan of Louis L'Amour, and I grew up with him. So I was rereading all his books. So I was sitting down, and I was reading Hondo. And I don't know why I remember that, but I do. And about 11 o'clock or so, it yawned, and I said, okay, well, I settled down to have a good sleep. And I don't know how long I was in the bunk. Might have been an hour and a half. And there was a great thump on the side of the bunk. And I mean, it reminded me of when a state trooper slaps the side of the bunk. They slap it because they don't want to bang on your truck and bend it and all that with their nightstick or flashlight. That's any police officer does that's a fool. But they slap it, open palm slap, on the side of the truck. And it gets your attention right away. So I piled out of the bunk thinking, okay, there's a cop and he wants to know what I'm doing. So I was in my bed clothes, track pants and a t-shirt, no shoes, no socks. And I jumped out, turned on all the lights, nobody there. I looked down along the truck. Nope, nobody there. Kind of looked at the fender on both sides, thinking, okay, somebody's playing a joke. If I pile out, I could get robbed or something. Nobody around the truck, so I put my shoes on, sneakers, got out, and I grabbed the flashlight and my tire thumper. The tire thumper is a short piece of hardwood, like a small bat piece of hardwood, and it's the only thing we have close to a weapon. So I walked around the truck. There was no boot prints around other than mine. Kind of strange. Got back in the truck, and after a while, and sitting there with the windows down, I shut the truck off, shut all the lights off. Off in the distance, or it sounded like it was far away, I could hear this whistling. Now, it was pretty soft, but it was a tune of some sort. I don't know what kind of tune it was, but it was a tune of some sort. And I sat there and listened, and probably 5 minutes, that whistle faded away to nothing. Just faded away. And I'm like, this is what, who, like, so I kind of said, okay, guys, fun and games are over. I got to go to bed. I got to get up and unload and go get another load in the morning. I can't be doing this. So I started the truck again. Went through it all. No lights on, nobody around, nothing like that. So I sat back in the seat, and I must have dozed off in the seat. But a little while later, I hear tink, like somebody throwing a little stone at my truck, but it was hitting the potato harvester I had in the trailer. I'm like, what in good God's name is this? So I piled out of the truck again, shut it off, took the keys, in case, somebody steals something. Grabbed the tire thump and the flashlight, went around, nothing. I checked the long grass beside the graveled area. I couldn't find anything. I checked everything. I couldn't find a soul. I don't know what was going on, but again, I said that enough is enough. By this time, I'm getting pretty fed up. I said, enough is enough. You guys, fun and games. I'm the first one to want to play around, but this is getting to be a little ridiculous. Enough is enough. So, that being said, whatever, started whistling again. Way off. So I crawled in the truck, started it up, turned the headlights on, and this is about 3 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock, it's in that area. I can't remember the time. And there's a mist rising off the fields. And with the headlights and high beams on, way out in this field, just at the limit of the headlights, just where they start to fail. So anybody, you drive enough, your headlights only have a limit. And right at that limit, there's that graying area. Well, in that graying area, I swear to this day, I watched as something walked through the mist. Just real purposefully. But it walked through the mist at the edge of the headlights and just kind of carried on. Nothing else happened. So I lied down and got a few hours sleep. And 7 a.m. come along and I woke up, because the place opened at 7:30. And so I went out, checked all my chains, checked my tires, did whatever. Walked back around to the driver's side, around the front of the truck. So, you're checking for fluids. And so you do a whole complete pre-trip. I put my gloves away and my tire thumper and that. And I shut the jockey box on the driver's side of the truck. And as I stepped back, I looked up. And in the dew On the side of the truck, on the bunk hatch, was a full-size palm print, about 7.5, 8 and a bit feet off the ground. Now, I got no reason to reach up there and hit that. That hatch is never open, so it's locked, and I never have to check it. The truck was washed before I started the run, as per the customer's request. So there would be no handprints up there. It was washed with a brush. And it took me a long time to tell somebody about this. And the person I told wondered, and I don't know for sure, but wondered if it might have been some soldiers from the Civil War going home, or a soldier. It's not for me to say. I don't know. But that was my first real instance in a truck on my travels. And that I couldn't explain. I mean, there's been others, but that's the first real one where I felt somebody reached out and said, "Hey, we're here. You know, you're in our area, and we don't like it." Or, "I'm going home. Get out of my way." Anyways, that's Oddly Mississippi. That's what I call this. And it's Oddly Mississippi. Now, I've been back to Mississippi plenty of times. And it's been a great place. Love the state. It's a beautiful state. Yes, they have issues, societal issues, but that's not I'm not from there, so I'm not going to say anything about it. But the people are great. I walked into a restaurant, and I was the only white fella there, and I mean, I stood out like a beacon. Didn't matter. People treated me great. Well, I love them. And I really hope you guys enjoyed Oddly Mississippi. And on this YouTube channel is a safe place for people to come and discuss this stuff. And I won't tolerate bullying, or I won't tolerate people putting other people down because they don't believe, or they nothing's happened to them. That's not going to happen. You want to come here, you want to talk, even leave a story. Whatever you want to do, go to my website, toddlaroo.com, and it'll be in the description. That's a safe place. I have a blog there. You can do whatever you want to do, but here, if you want to say, this happened to me, you're among friends. Thank you very much for coming and staying to listen, and I hope to see you around. Okay, bye.